up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, man. Daniel Cormier says Stipe Miocic could retire him. And Kamaru Usman, Jorge Masvidal, that's heating up. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. All right, so first things first, Daniel Cormier came out and said that Stipe Miocic could retire him. And what he means by that is if, they get into another fight and he loses this fight, then basically Stipe would retire him. That would cause him to retire. Now, Cormier does believe that, of course, he has what it takes to go back in there and get that belt back, beat Stipe Miocic, okay? And for everyone who watched these two guys fight each other, it was a back and forth deal. Daniel Cormier knocked Stipe Miocic out in their first meeting. Cormier won that fight. He put him down. He knocked him out. And then he awarded Stipe Miocic with a rematch. He said, okay, I'll start you. I'll give you a chance to get your belts back. And so Stipe Miocic went in there. He did some great body work on Daniel Cormier, which I hadn't really seen too many people approach the fight versus Daniel Cormier that way. And then Stipe Miocic was able to knock Daniel Cormier out. Well, here's the thing. Daniel Cormier said that Stipe Miocic could retire him, but will he give him the rematch? Now, I think it's a pretty messed up thing if Stipe don't give him the rematch. I'm actually, he took your belt and he gave you a shot at getting your belt back. And you guys got to remember, at the time, John Jones wasn't back. Daniel Cormier was sporting 2 belts. He didn't have to give Stipe Miocic a damn thing. He could have took a fight at light heavyweight. He could have took on some other challenges, but he allowed Stipe to get a chance to get his title back. And so, I believe Stipe should extend the same offer to Daniel Cormier, and these guys should get it in. Hopefully we get to see that third fight. Definitely a fight that's warranted between these two guys because they both beat the hell out of each other in their respective fights. And so this is like the recipe for a trilogy. Would be a great trilogy. Stipe Miocic is a beast. Daniel Cormier, in my opinion, is probably one of the best fighters that the UFC has ever seen. He's definitely top 10 in my book, fighters that the UFC have ever seen, period, flat out. Daniel Cormier is great. Stipe and John Jones were basically the only 2 guys to be able to defeat him. And, he and Stipe, that's 1-1. Okay, so in other news, Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman. Now, it's been a lot of lip going back and forth, guys, between these two. They were just spotted at an event, having words going back and forth. This kind of a blurry picture, but they were having some heated words, and, they had to be separated to make sure that there wasn't an altercation between these guys. And, this back and forth banter has been going on with Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal for a little bit here. And they're both in the same division. They both hold titles. Masvidal holds the BMF title. Of course, Usman holds the championship title. And this is a fight that's really interesting. I would like to see it. And one thing we know about Dana White is when you get all of this trash talk and guys are really heated and they really have a problem with this is the type of fight that Dana White likes to make. Dana will make the fight. It's one thing I love about the UFC, unlike boxing, and I follow boxing as well. We follow it on this channel too. But boxing, you have so much of the politics and promoters and managers and so forth all getting involved, and we don't generally get the fights that we want to see, the fan-friendly fights. But in the UFC, Dana White has total autonomy. There's no sanctioning bodies, promoters, and all of this nonsense he has to go through. Dana White makes the fights, and if you don't fight it, you're asked out in the UFC. So these guys know that they need to go in there and take that fight when Dana White offers it. And when you get two guys, with a lot of back and forth talking, bad blood and going, at each other, that's when Dana White will give us these fights. He will make that fight. So Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman, that would be huge. And of course, the trilogy with Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier, that would be massive as well. So, Dana White's doing it big, man. That's what he always does. And hopefully he gives us these two fights. Hopefully we get these two fights soon. I would love to see both of them. The trilogy is definitely warranted between Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. And Jorge Masvidal's hot right now. He's on a roll. And, Usman is hot just as well. All of these guys are champions. Of course, Daniel Cormier, former champion, but these guys all have been champions. All of these guys can fight. With Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier, we've already seen within those last two fights that they can definitely beat each other. There's more of a mystery and suspense when it comes to Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman. But, seeing Kamaru Usman take on the punishment that he took from Colby Covington and then still win that fight, man, this two exciting fights on the horizon, guys, for all my UFC fans. So just wanted to put that little information out there about these two potential fights coming up. And we got my man Charles D in the building. What's good with you, my brother JB? Masvidal and Usman is going to be fire. Yes, sir. I do agree, JB. Appreciate you coming through. Good guy, Eddie. What up, Eddie? He said, I heard Usman will fight Leon Edwards if he beats Tyron. Yeah, that would be that would be a hell of a fight too, good guy, Eddie. I would like to see that. I want to see Jorge versus Conor. That would be a massive fight. I think Jorge KOs him. Possibly, bro. Possibly, good guy. I think that Conor McGregor is a more technical striker than Jorge Masvidal. And, Conor McGregor has hands, man. He has great hands, impeccable timing, and he's getting his mojo back because he was off for, 3 years, only had 2 fights. So, but I would like to see that fight. I definitely would like to see that fight. That would be a great one. When is Khabib Tony fight? I think next month. This month coming up, if I'm not mistaken, Charles D. So appreciate you, Charles D, JB, my man, good guy, Eddie in the building, Marty Machine, Ty Legacy up in the building. What's good? Yeah, you know it, Ty. Jordan C, what's up, Jordan? Appreciate you, man. DC is done. Maybe not, man. DC is again, he was one of the best. I mean, he's older now too, though, bro. He's got a lot of wear and tear on him, Jordan. You know what I mean? He's done a lot of wrestling and he's competed in the UFC, mixed martial arts for a while. So, and he says DC is done and Miocic is garbage. Oh wow, okay. So April, is that right, Eddie? Yeah, I'll check up on it, Charles D. I'll let you know. But Eddie could be right. I'm not really sure of the exact date, but yeah, I like DC too. He's a good guy. But I appreciate you guys coming out, man. I just wanted to do this quick live. Got the basketball live tonight for all my basketball fans. Victor Oladipo is back. So I'm gonna be doing the Bulls versus the Pacers basketball live with Lewis and D. Thank you guys for coming over, checking out this UFC video. Just wanted to drop some info on the Kamaru Usman Jorge Masvidal potential fight, and of course Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. So y'all know how I always in this thing. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like for me. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.